Greetings guys and girls, fellow gamers. My name is Kickz and welcome to my solo adventures of Dune Awakening. While we continue, of course, streaming on our main character, I thought it would be fun to start a new character and share my solo adventures with you in short, edited form rather than just on streams. This is not going to be a guided, detailed, lore-driven playthrough where we're going to go and listen to all the NPCs, read all the text. Absolutely not. This is going to be a progressive playthrough, but at the same time, of course, we're not going to rush it. We're going to play all the contracts. We're going to play through all the side contracts that we can find. We visit all the outposts, get the intel. The only thing I'm going to be skipping as much probably as possible is the optional journey steps. Our homeworld is going to be Giddy Brime. We're going to pick Bondsman, and we're going to start with the Bene Gesserit Acolyte. Now, before we get properly into it, let me just go over the journey. I disabled the tutorial, and we started with unlocked research, of course. However, the game currently still needs you to go through the beginning journeys. Otherwise, there's going to be some things that are missing. For example, when I played on stream, a new character, just seeing how fast we can rush to the sandbike and to get into Vermilia's Gap, I did a lot of progress, but all the contract boards were emptied. Everything was missing, and that is because I didn't complete the new beginning journey, and the game, at this point anyway, still wants you to fully complete that. As far as I know, the journeys afterwards in all the other zones, optional, just ignore them, is absolutely fine. But this one you have to do, otherwise you're not going to get everything unlocked. But not to worry, I'm going to be doing a lot of that off camera, so you don't have to sit through that and suffer me crafting things I'm not going to use, and all the other stuff that it's going to cause us to go like to and fro between shipwrecks and labs multiple times just so we can get the journeys done. So I'm going to try to cut a lot of that stuff out. Let me unlock the blood extractor and the Mauler pistol and the makeshift clothing for the journey. Now let's craft 2 blood sacks and the blood extractor, Mauler pistol, and I would say, yeah, all the ammo. It's only 8. And we're gonna make 15 heal kits. Now we're gonna take the first skill point we get and of course unlock Bindu Sprint. And that will make traversal already a hell of a lot easier. Now we found a cave here, which is very good. Orange components straight from the get-go.
It's obvious you've had some training, off-worlder.
Now this is where we spawned in, and we're gonna make our way over to the first trial, slowly looting all the caves along the way and any outposts that we come across for intel and for schematics. Speaking of schematics, apparently there's one right here. I don't think I ever looted that one, but I'm curious. Let's check it out. Let's see if we can even get up there. Let's drink some more blood to get our hydration up so we have a little bit more stamina. I think we made it. Let's see what's up here.
The Combine Hornet Communinet Theater presents an Arrakis play.
Is that the Harkonnen or the Atreides radio? Oh, wow. Well, that was unexpected. Let's see what we have in here. Oh, we have a Litter John schematic. That is awesome. Some money and some Holtzman actuators. We can also harvest the ornithopter. It's crashed, nobody's gonna use it. And that will give us even more Holtzman actuators. And salvage metal, which is great. Now we're closer to the first trial, but we want to go through the outposts that are nearby. There is one here, there's another one over here, there's one right beside the trial, and one after the trial. This one has a schematic, and I think this one has a schematic. This one and this one doesn't, but we still want to get them for the intel points. The reason we need so many intel points is if you look at things like, for example, the vehicle backup tool, that's locked behind spending 19 points of intel. So you need the points of intel to spend them so you can unlock like the next recipes after that. Here we go. Let's have a look through it. I think it's on this side. We can avoid most combat. We can just zoom through it, to be honest. We just have to try and find. There we go. There it is. And then we're out the back. Now here's the next outpost. And I do believe the... Is it right here? The intel point or the chest? One of them is right here. Up there, I think, is the intel point.
Reveal yourself.
There we go. And right across from there, is the chest. Luckily, these guys have as good an aim as myself. And I think it's right in here. There is an explosive. So pick it straight up and then zoom out. And then off we go. Let's see what we got. We got some spice-infused copper dust. And we got the Aaron's Vengeance, which is an absolute fantastic gun. I really love playing with that one. Oh, they actually followed me. Holy crap. The next big outpost is right beside the first trial. Over here somewhere. And I also go through all the scavenger camp along the way. There's just no point really to recording a lot of that because they're all pretty much same of the same. You have a couple of resources here and usually 2 guys. I use them just to fill up my blood bags. And we're nearly full. And this is our first copper ore. Hello, my friends. I think they're very close to each other. Both of them. We just have to dodge and weave. Right here, schematic. Okay, that is the battery, the old Sparky. This can have one of 3 possible schematics. And there's the intel. Now we're gonna head back out and we're gonna go over to the first trial. So old Sparky is one of them. You can get an engine for a sandbike MK1, a special one. And you can also get a cut-array schematic, which gives you a very powerful cut-array. And you can also get that as a reward. So that's one thing that I found out by coincidence. When you do one of the contracts that you have to hand in some bike parts, you get actually a special cut-array, a purple one. Okay, let's drink some blood to fill up our water. And off we go into cave for our first trial. Like this trial, we just have to avoid the eye because it will burn us. And that's it. And completing the first trial unlocks you the scavenger still suit. And right here is the last outpost in this area before we're gonna head across towards the lab to build our first base. And this one does not have a schematic, it just has an intel point. So let's see if I can remember. See if we can sneak up here. It has to be somewhere on top, I guess. Oh, there's a chest here though. Oh, it's here in the corner. Yes. Beautiful. That's it. We got it. We can skedaddle.
I got you.
No, you don't. And I'm out. Right here's the lab, or Imperial testing station number 2. So we're gonna build our base right here. And we're gonna unlock the fabricator. Small chemical refinery. We may or may not need that. Depends if we can find fuel cells. Small fuel blocks or not. Research the ore refinery. Might as well get the sandbike already unlocked. We need to spend 19 points. So unlock the blood purifier. We will need that as well for the journey. Unlock the scavenger racks, which we also gonna need to craft a full set. Rifle, the knife. And we need to research one more thing, which I'm gonna make the surveying kit because that helps us as well. And that's it. And now we can unlock things like the vehicle backup tool. Excellent. Also gonna put ourselves a small ore refinery here, making our copper ingots already. Now this here is one of those perfect examples where the beginner journey just does not care what you did beforehand. It wants us to locate and kill a scavenger because that is what the journey wants us to do now, and then extract the blood. But we already have been doing that pretty much since we started playing. Just get the blood.
Found you.
While we're here in this outpost now, there's only one here beside us. We might as well get the intel for that.
Identify yourself.
Who's there?
Quickly goes through here. I think it's up here.
There's someone here.
Where's my reinforcements?
No, no, no. I forgot. It's downstairs. It's downstairs. It's here in the corner. That's where it is. I miss it every single time I get in here. And oh, chest. It's dodge and weave until we get out. There we go. And just jump over the edge. Jump over the edge. And skedaddle. Let's craft the blood purifier. And we access that, and then we can deposit the blood. Each blood bag can hold 3,000, so 2 full blood bags will fill this up to 6,000, and then it converts 5 milliliters per second of blood into 1 milliliter of water. Let's make a fabricator. And now we craft the full scavenger skill suit for the journey. Now we have to put it on to trigger the next sequence.
Impressive, off-worlder. Just remember, if you didn't connect the tubes between the calves and the thigh pads just right, you'll be drinking your own liquefied feces. And that does not count as hydration, by the way.
Now, we don't usually need to wear the full suit. All you really need is the chest, which has the catch pocket. And that's how you can drink. However, for some reason, this only works with any other suit you craft. The scavenger still suit body, the one that you unlock through the trials, for some reason needs at minimum 2 pieces, or it doesn't work. So we can throw away the gloves, for example, and the shoes, and leave our gloves and shoes, which have a little bit more stamina cost reduction on them instead. Now for the journey, which is also good for us in general, we do want to now craft the survey probe launcher and the survey probe. Now the survey, be careful what you do once you shot it, because a lot of things cancel the survey. Say I have a bike with me and I step onto the bike. Just purely sitting on my bike will cancel it. So the best thing is just to do nothing and wait for it to complete. And here we go. At this stage, the game wants us to go to the trade outpost. We're gonna do that. We're gonna take the proper ore with us. However, beforehand, we're gonna go into the lab, get all the resources from it, and make ourselves our first sandbike. We're also gonna find an item in here for the planetologist who's sitting on top of the mountain right above us, and giving that to him will unlock his skill tree.
Welcome to Desert Botanical.
Okay, let's head in.
Number 2.
Pick up the chest. There's another chest here in the greenhouse. We have a bandage chest here and an ammunition chest. And let's go in here. We're gonna find our first decent loot here. And we found a better battery power pack. So we're going to be using that. That one has 150 power. Our default one has 100 power. Oh, whoops. Hey! I'm celebrating that. You see how much health I'm missing? Because I can't parry. So every time I try to parry, I get hit 50 times in the face first. And then eventually I can parry. So I will edit that in a way that you see me parrying straight away. And looking awesome. Now we have a contract item here. I don't actually remember. I think it's one of the random contracts that you get in the trade post at some point, so we might as well pick that item up. Now we have to go down. There's another chest here. There's a bandage chest over here. And off we go. Another bandage chest here. Components. Some water. And the band we need. Continue.
Sector weather alert. A large sandstorm is approaching.
Well, thank you. Now we open the secret door here where we're gonna get more components, but we're also gonna get the item we need to bring to the plantologist. You can't pick that up before, and I don't have the quest right now or the contract active. So you can do that before you get the contract. And look at that, we got a seed here. That's it. Let's continue. Bandage, ammunition, components, and we got our first belt. It's a passive suspensor belt,
Weather alert.
which means falling from great height, it will automatically activate so you fall safely. You don't break your skull. And here's our kind of area boss. Now he had a shield, so the only way to fight him is actually with the knife and melee. We don't have a disruptor yet or drill shot.
Sector weather alert. A large sandstorm is approaching.
And here we have the main loot. Again, more bandages. This time no secret door in the bookshelf, but we're getting a lot of nice resources. We are getting another power pack, we're getting infused copper dust, and we get the recipe for one craft of the Emperor wings. This is where we
Welcome to
started.
Desert Botanical Testing Station number 2.
And right here between the stairs where we came in is a room that opened up now with more resources. We got 2 dreads. That's actually really good, because one of the quests that we are gonna get, or one of the contracts we're gonna have to fulfill, ask us, unless that changes, for 2 dreads and 1 engine. Now we're gonna go back up here where we did the survey. And yes, we could have taken the survey probe on us now and do all this in one go, but I'm not really sure exactly in which order those journey steps complete, so I wanted to kind of focus on them first. And once they in a future update, they're gonna disable the beginner journey or do it in a way that we can retroactively complete them with the things we already done, then hopefully this will be all easier. And here we go, here's the plantologist. We're gonna talk to him. He's gonna give us the contract.
I would.
There we go. We have the contract, and now he wants the item that we already picked up. So
I'm
we can
not
hand
timid
it
by
over,
nature. You
deliver
have?
it,
Oh,
and
yes,
that's it.
Of course, I haven't there.
And now we unlocked the plantologist. The reason this is now good is because we can go into Carteret mining, which gives us 10% extra yield with the Carteret. Then we can go into rerouting, which gives us plus 2% power regeneration. Deep analysis, another 10% yield. And overcharge for an extra 20 maximum power, no matter what battery you have equipped. Then you also want to get vehicle repair, reduces the max durability loss on a bike by 15%. And you want to get fuel usage minus 15%, become more fuel efficient. And this is why the passive belt is so great. It automatically makes sure we don't fall to our death. And now we should be able to craft the bike. Let's make the hull, chassis, engine, 3 tires, and the PSU. Now we're also gonna need to make an inventory, at least for the journey later on anyway. And I might as well get the vehicle backup fuel. Right, now we can make ourselves our bike. Let's assemble it. Chassis, and then everything else we just click through. Go to the highlighted areas. Bam, ba bam, ba bam, and that is it. And that's done, but we can't drive it. We don't have any fuel. Now, usually you can find vehicle fuel. Well, it's kind of RNG. We didn't find any. But you just make a small chemical refinery, and then for 25 fuel cells, you can craft a small vehicle fuel cell. Now we can just highlight our bike, go to refuel, and it's filled up. And then using our vehicle backup tool, we can point at it, put it away. I went back into the lab because there was one more quest that I know needed something from the lab, and I didn't think it was already here. So when you get to the screen room where you fight the mini-boss, there is actually another contract chest that I missed so far. And that actually contains mysterious vials. And I know that there is going to be a contract that you're going to get later that asks for those vials. So it's going to save you a trip as well. So if you want to pick that up during your first run, when you get the sandbike, pick this one up. It saves you to having to run this a second time. Though running the lab a second time is not that bad, seeing that you're going to need capacitors non-stop anyway. But I just thought I'd let you know that because I didn't even know that this chest was already here. Now before we go, we're going to craft the Emperor wings. And that will replace the belts that we find in the lab. And here we are at the trade post. We're gonna be here picking up the trooper quest. This here is the trooper.
Look at the way you...
We're just gonna go through his... what you answer and how you talk to him doesn't matter at all. He's still gonna end up giving you the contract. And the trooper contract now asks us to go all the way here to the east to assassinate his nemesis, and there will be one here, and one here. But it also allows us to go to Shipwreck because we're going to go past it anyway. We're gonna check out the contract board now, where we're gonna have a quest for a bounty. Santara, that's the guy that keeps talking to you. For 1 million Solari, you can take it, but I don't think you ever will be able to fulfill it. We're also gonna take the copper required quest, which this is why we brought the copper. So we're gonna deliver the copper and complete the contract. We now have to head over to the Shipwreck, and we're gonna go past this anyway now for the trooper quest. So it's all gonna be in one loop, and then we're gonna come back and hand in all the rest of the contracts. And we should have everything done by then to complete all the other contracts as well and complete the trooper quest. But before we go anywhere, we're gonna head to these two outposts. Here's the first outpost down south, and this one also has a schematic. Let's have a look. I don't even remember where anything is in this outpost. So let's have a good look around and see where the intel is and the chest. Here's a big chest. Let's head upstairs and see if the intel is there. There we go. Intel is right here on the roof. And the chest as well. Very nice. And it is the chest piece. Oh, that is nice. And there's a contract here. Oh, that's interesting. That is a complete separate contract. So if you see these icons, they're not contract items. They're contracts themselves. Granite delivery. Deliver 50 granite. And right here is the next outpost. Now this outpost doesn't have a schematic, so we should be okay just to hopefully run through, dodge and weave and get the intel. It's right here, up the stairs to the right. Beautiful. So all very easy to get to once you know where it is. And then we can just skedaddle right back out. Now on the way back, or you can do it on the way to the outposts, there is a cave here, which also has a schematic. And right here, we have a mini constellation chest that contains the Way of the Fallen, which is a Mauler pistol. We're going to craft this and the rifle, if we have the materials. And then we can compare them, kind of, and see which one is more fun. Now, we do have the litter johns in here as well, which is awesome. So we have 2 litter johns in here, so we can now have 2,000 water stored in our inventory without having crafted one, which is great. Let's hand in the contract that we found in the outpost. And that gave us 1,500 Solari and some experience. If we look at the still suit, you can see that it has the same catch pocket size. And it has heat protection 0.3 and armor, so I guess the armor value is higher. Oh, it's much higher. So we probably should craft that if we want to continue using the still suit. If we don't want to use the still suit at all, there's no point crafting it. But let's do it anyway. We also could craft a 1,500 water litter john. Yeah, you know what? Might as well do it. Now let's unequip the head and let's unequip the chest. Now, if you have water in the still suit, it will remain in the still suit. It actually is pretty much like a litter john in that case, where you see that the water is in it. But we're gonna test now and see if just putting the new chest in will actually collect water, or if we again need 2 parts to it. Ooh, lovely. Some free armor plates. So the crashed Ornies, they give you the Holzmans, and the crashed Boogies give you the armor plates. Right here above the shipwreck is where we want to head all the way up to the top of this. And right here on top, there's a crashed ornithopter, which has a chest right here. And here in this chest, we're gonna get parts of Aaron's suit. So either the mask, the gloves, the chest, the legs, or the pants. You could get lucky with either. So having the mask is nice. And while we're here, we might as well disassemble that Orny for extra Holtzman actuators. It looks like, by the way, that we still need 2 pieces of the still suit. It doesn't seem to just work with the chest. I don't know, again, if this is just with the still suits here, because last time I played on my other character, I'm pretty sure just the chest worked just fine. So unless they changed that recently completely as an overhaul, but we're gonna keep an eye on it and we will be continuously checking this out. There's a tiny little ammunition chest here. And we might get actually a better knife and or pistol here. Or even a rifle. Oh, we got a better Mauler pistol. Gonna equip that. Let's head around. Before we're gonna go up here, we're gonna check out this room. There is a contract box in the back. And also some loot, components. Oh, wow. 2 guys. Right by the door? Sneaky. At least they had the decency to drop a bandage. Okay, can we parry? Yay! First time. I didn't even have to edit to make it look like it was first time. Very excited. Then up here there's another chest before we move into the final room.
Sector weather alert.
And here to the right there's another component chest. And here's the final reward chest. And this has an awesome knife in it. We might as well pick this up so we can move through the door. And this has an awesome knife in it. And more components. Nice. And also a new Mauler pistol. And now we can craft Aaron's Mask, Caleb's Drinker, Aaron's Vengeance, and the Way of the Fallen Mauler. But now we're forced to waste the resources. It's not a lot, but it is mechanical pads. And we have to craft the Karpov. We're gonna have to craft a full set of the Scavenger outfit. And now we're gonna craft all the uniques. And while they're crafting, you can see now the journey is gonna ask us to go to testing station 2. We already did. But luckily, because we have the resources in here, we can just quickly take them out and put them back in, and that should complete that part of the journey. Now again, the same with the sandbike. It wants us to fabricate everything. We already built the sandbike, so take the welding torch, point it at your bike, and start detaching everything in your inventory. So you basically deconstruct your bike completely, and now it considers this whole journey part completed, because fabricated or not, as long as the pieces are in your inventory. You also can see now on the bottom left, we are collecting water, so it works. We just needed a second piece of the still suit. But let's put the head in. This is the knife, which automatically on kill will refill your blood bags. And not only that, if you kill an enemy with the knife, you get 1,000 blood in your blood bag, but you still can use the blood extractor on that same enemy to get another 1,000 blood. So you get basically 2,000 blood per enemy, or 2 extractions. Later on with better extractors, you get like 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 blood in one go. And this is our guns. So I have never actually tried using the Mauler. Okay, that is awesome. You just hold down the mouse button and it keeps shooting, unloading the whole magazine. And it does that with 10.4 damage per shot. The equivalent would have been the green Karpov, which does the same thing where you just hold the mouse down. It has a slightly slower RPM, it feels. Yeah, it has a slightly slower RPM and it does less damage. So great upgrade compared to the Karpov. However, the Aaron's Vengeance gun is my favorite because it does 3 less damage, or well, 2.4 less damage or something like that than the Mauler, and it has less RPM, but it does 3 shots pretty much instantly together. So using that, you can pretty much one-shot an enemy. You can't hold down the mouse, it only does the 3 shots, but again, just keep going. You shoot a hell of a lot more bullets in the same amount of time you shoot with the other gun. So I find this one better, but again, perception. You guys might have more fun with the Mauler pistol. I'm on my way to do the trooper quest and stopped by this little mountain again just to see. I know it has respawned, it's definitely been 45 minutes, but is it a different... Yes! We got the pants this time, that is amazing. I believe that's the cave for the first guy. We got 999, and we still can use the blood extractor for another 1,000. We're right here at the outpost. I think that's the last outpost actually on our map. Yeah, 7 out of 8. And then we have all the intel from all of them. I don't think there's a schematic in this one.
Reveal yourself.
Okay, let's get the intel. I couldn't find a schematic chest. The next contract is just across. And the last one is right across from here. Also again in another tunnel.
Someone's here.
And that was the last one. Let's hand in our quest to the trooper.
Again. It's up. Aye. I'd swear.
And now we have the trooper unlocked as well. And with it comes the Shipwreck claw, which is amazing. We will straight away increase our range damage. And I'm gonna put some points into the Bene Gesserit recovery, trauma recovery, and vitality. And we have 1 point left, so I'm gonna actually do sun tolerance as well. Now let's see about those contracts. We can complete this contract, deliver the Holtzman amplifier, and that's the wrecking crew. So this whole quest chain you have here with the wrecking crew keeps going on. So the next one is where it wants us to deliver 3 micro sandwich fabrics and 3 MF generators. I actually took them with me, so we should have them and be able to deliver them. And now we're on to the next part of the quest where we have to deliver an automated poison snooper, and we already have that. Deliver that, and that gives us 2,000 Solari and 350 experience. And now the next part of the contract, scrap metal bike building. He wants us to deliver a sandbike engine and 2 sandbike treads, which is also what we already have on us. We found, I think, all of these parts during the lab run. Well, we ran the lab twice. And I think that is it now. We got a sandbike inventory MK2, a sandbike booster MK2, and Sims cutters. This cutter, 63 copper and 48 iron. You do have the ability to research the MK1 cutter ray, but even that only does 48 copper and 36 iron. Now we have another few contracts here that opened up. One is the vial retrieval. Let's see if that works. We already have the vials from the testing station. Let's accept it and see if we can deliver. Yes. Brilliant. And now we can hand it in and we get another 3,000 Solari, 700 XP, and makeshift clothing set variant. And the other quests now, we can take them in, but we can't really complete them here. So this is to select a house. Fresh recruit for the Harkonnen and fresh recruit for the Atreides. I don't know if we can do them both. It would be nice if I can do quests or anything for both factions and get my favors up with them, but I think you have to commit to a house eventually. So we're just gonna take both of these, and we're gonna take a delivery quest, which is gonna bring us to the Anvil, which also then unlocks a scavenger still suit set variant. That's it, all the contracts gone. Now it seems that when we talk to
Back
the
again,
trooper again,
like the sour
we can ask him if he
I
can teach us
you
more.
no more.
We couldn't do that with the plantologist, by the way. Do you know who can help me?
Arrakis may have a seasoned trooper or two willing to take you on.
So he's telling us now that in Arrakis we might have another trooper who will give us then another quest, and that should unlock then the second set of skills. And just before we go to Vermilia's Gap, we do one more sneaky peek at the refreshed, and it's the chest. Very nice. So we have the pants, the chest, and the helmet now. I might actually replace my still suit and just rock the 3 pieces. Let's do that. Let's craft the pants and let's craft the chest. And now we're gonna wear all those Aaron's pieces, the mask, the chest piece, and the pants, which give us all the extra mitigation. We have light dart mitigation, plate mitigation, heavy dart mitigation, so fully defensive. We also were able to put the light armor gloves back on, replacing the still suit gloves, because we took the still suit off. We're still gonna take it with us though, on our journey to Vermilia's Gap in case we need to use it again, which means we have defensively a big buff right now compared to what we were wearing a second ago. Now, we're not going to move to Vermilia's Gap today. We're going to leave that until the next episode. I hope you guys want to see more. And the next section, the next zone, Vermilia's Gap, will also not be a single video because there's just too much to do. They have the east side, the west side. You have the trial divided between eastern side, western side, back into the eastern side for the 4th trial. And then we want to also sneak into Hager Rift as well to get the Mentat trainer early. And we're going to be spending a lot of time here purely for progression as well. So hopefully we're going to find a nice spot where we can build like a paste refiner base to get the crystals from Hager Rift, put them into a nice base close by, do the paste. Then we also have the dust over here, which we're gonna have to process into silicon blocks. So there's a lot to think about how we're gonna play this, because in the end of the day, we want to do the contracts, but I prefer doing all the contracts if we can, because they're quite interesting, and all the side contracts, and also start looking at the contracts for the houses to see if we can do both of them, do quests for them, or if we have to join one. I have no idea how the houses work yet, so that will be interesting as well. But yeah, I hope you're looking forward to the next episode, and I hope you enjoyed this one. If you did, remember to kick that like button in the balls, and I hope I see you guys in the next video. And if you're new to the channel and you like what you see, hit that subscribe button, and I see you guys next time. Until then, as always, viel Spaß and happy gaming.